Peace, peace.
Peace, love, and light.
Yeah, this Keytolife9.
God Souja 804, a.k.a. Souja Sam.
And today, I just wanted to come back again with another video. This time explaining more so what led me to psychedelics, entheogens, plant medicine. I feel like that's a very important. I'm probably like a lot of people out there that, it came into my life. I seen it, at an early age. I seen people in my neighborhood, using mushrooms or whatever. So I thought it was bizarre. I thought it was weird. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was like a white boy thing. What I'm saying?
That's what I thought. Growing up. It was presented as something that white boys do.
Not
necessarily.
And clumped together with like LSD and all the things that people say about psychedelics, all the negative stuff. So I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna stick to weed. I don't know about all of that. So then it popped up again, just doing YouTube searches on various topics in spirituality, and I just started realizing that every 3 or 4 years, I've started feeling really, really drawn to doing some more research on these magic mushrooms. Like, what is this magic mushroom thing about? And I kept, for whatever reason, just not all the way convinced. The time that was like, all right, dead on, like, all right, boom, yo, I got to try this and see what this is all about. I was looking at different plant medicines because it kept coming around to me, and this time around it was speaking about ayahuasca and DMT. And once I seen that it had like a connection to the indigenous peoples of the world, various places, and then I seen that this was something that was spiritual. It was not just a thing where everybody was just getting high. This was like a spiritual, like a spiritual journey, a spiritual quest, to seek more of who you are, your relationship to God, and the planet, and all of that. So I kept doing research, kept trying to see like where I need to go in order to have this experience. I watched a lot of people's videos, a lot of people's trip reports, and I was like, okay, how do I do this? Look this up. And what I found was that people were going to Peru and different places in South America to have this done. Well, I didn't get around to that. I kept doing more and more research, and I ran across a video with Baba Kalindi Iyi. And when he spoke about the mushroom and how ancient the mushroom is, and how the fungi come from the mycelium, and the mycelium being here before trees and plant life. So the fungi was here, and it predated all of that. And with the mushroom, the fact that nothing had to be done to it. It's ready. When you pick it, it's ready. It's not, you don't have to mix it. You don't need fire. You don't need these different elements. So he showed how the mushroom was used in ancient times. He also, in his research, pointed out that mushrooms were done in various cultures, Egypt, even in the Chinese culture, you see it. In India, you see it. And these are civilizations that have contributed a lot to plant medicine and things like that, even to today. So once I seen that, and Egypt or Kemet was a part of my study, and where I was in my path. So I seen that, wow, okay, this could be the key to unlocking a lot of things within studying about Kemet. You know, what type of foods that they ate with these ceremonies that they were doing. Like when you look at the hieroglyphics and you see mushrooms and you see them putting the fruit in the other deity's mouth, and you know, you see the pyramids and the different structures that have us in amazement even to today. So it only sparked me more to look at this thing as a key for transformation, and a key that would open the door to understanding reality on a different level, who I am and my relationship to the universe and all of this, you know, my relationship to God, you know, and things like that. So I was pretty much convinced at that point, you know, seeing how it tied into ancient culture and how significant this thing was for them to even make a hieroglyph, you know, or put it in the carvings. So I took that as a direct sign, like if I'm studying this, why not look at some of the magic, some of the magical medicinal plants and fungi that they were working with. Right. Give me a better understanding of the culture, you know, the history. So
my experience with all of this was different, because for anybody that doesn't know, the Keytolife9 is my cousin, like real cousin. And so my whole life, he's older than me, so I've been looking up to him. So I get to see him go through all of this, from being young and dumb and getting in trouble to being this enlightened being that he is now. And I've seen the transition, and I trust him with my life. And with me, church and I grew up in church. I grew up a Christian, and I just couldn't connect. I didn't have a connection with it. It was just something that I had to do every Sunday. Get up, put on dress clothes, and go to church and try not to fall asleep, or I get smacked by some elder lady. You know what I'm saying? But it was just something, I just didn't have a connection with it. And as I got older, when I didn't have anybody making me go to church, I stopped going to church. And I went through a depression where I just purged everything, music, all low vibrational activities that I was doing, because I knew that was the stem of my depression. I felt like it was just, that's what it was. And so I've been acquiring these things. I've been learning about stones. I've been learning about ancestors. I've been curious about what would I be doing if the slave masters didn't teach my people Christianity. So I was researching that, and I came, you know, across hoodoo, came across the Yoruba people, and been reading books and things like that. So it's like I've been having all these pieces of different things throughout my journey through spirituality, and but I felt like something was missing, and I didn't know what it was. And one day, my cousin comes over and was explaining, you know, the mushroom, and had me reading books and watching videos. And then I was like, man, at first I was like, man, dude, crazy. I don't know. I ain't doing no mushrooms. Like, that's probably the same reaction that some of my friends do when I bring it to them. But I'm like, I ain't gonna do no mushrooms. But then one day he came over, and after I done read and things, I was curious at this point. I became interested, but I wasn't actively seeking it. But he came over and was like, hey, I got some. Do you want to? And I was like, yep, I'm not gonna run from it. It's right here. And that day, my life changed. It connected everything that I was learning. It connected everything from the ancestors to the hoodoo to the stones, the crystals, just everything in life that I had experienced, and I started to understand my place in the universe. I understand that I'm connected to everything. Like that joint,
big facts.
That really
it changes the game.
It changes everything. Yeah. And then just how I look at people and judgment and all of this stuff, everything changed. And yeah, man, thanks, bro.
Yeah, no doubt.
Thanks, man. I look back and be like, man, I don't know what I would be doing without that mushroom, without Key. But it changed everything and like with the research and just having him there with me, it wasn't like we just going on the trip looking at cool colors. It was all spiritual. You know what I mean, everything was spiritual. Man,
I gotta say, like you took it to a whole nother level. Like I guess going into it with a certain type of reverence makes it spiritually progressive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not going into it for the get high and trip out.
Right.
But to go on and to explore.
Right. And anybody that knows me personally, they can attest. You can go to my YouTube page, my personal YouTube page with my music on there, and you can see the different versions of me in the growth. And it's I can't explain
right.
just there's just so much. It's been so much growth, and I don't know where I would be at this point. I was lost.
Yeah,
that joint helped me find myself. Anybody?
But you know what? Even when we think we lost,
the answer's right there.
Yeah, we still not lost,
right?
Because like you were saying, like
it led
acquiring these different things, these different like the crystals.
It was part of the journey, so it all led me. It just all came in at the same time. I mean, right time, divine timing.
Mm-hmm.
But anybody that knows me personally would tell you like, yeah, Sam did change a lot in the past year or two.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
You can see the transformation.
Definitely. I love when we come together to share.
Yeah.
Like after trips. That's real important. Integration, building with each other, after trips. What did you get out of it? Because this whole thing is about changing yourself to become better, to become more, to realize that you have more to unfold. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not like you missing something and, you're gaining something, but more so like unlocking. Like it's literally unlocking, parts of you. And I've been on a spiritual journey for, I would say, my whole life. Like when I look back, I can see my whole life. And, I remember being 16, 17, all of that, just on this quest to just know. And I must say that I was geared for this entheogenic path, is what I call it. Now, entheogen is just describing these types of plants and these and fungi that we work with. Entheogen is entheogen, to generate the God within. Yeah, entheogens or psychedelics, you know what I'm saying? But I like the word entheogen because you say psychedelic, it already has a stigma, you know what I'm saying? Only people that have experienced psychedelics the proper way, right, or these entheogens the proper way, can attest to them, And we did a video about bad trips and and stuff like that, because we want to dispel all of that, because those are some of the things that will stop you from even trying it out of fear. So we talked about that. But so yeah, man, these plants and fungi have been around for a very long time. The indigenous people among us, from here, down in South America, down in Mexico, all over the globe, they use these different plants to do amazing tasks, and they are much needed for humanity. That's what I feel.
Yeah, I suggest that everybody try it once.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like try it at least one time, and things get revealed.
Yeah, you opening up and realizing how much more there is to realize about who you are.
Yeah. And it's not, because it's more. You're more than your job. You're more than waking up, going to work, and coming home, eating dinner, going to sleep, just to wake up and do the same thing over again. And then retire in 40, 50 years, and then live off your retirement. It's more to your purpose. It's more to you than that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I like that that movie, man, Avatar.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, man, how close knit that whole planet was. Like, it was like each part of the planet was together.
But
like
when you think about it, this planet is like that, except for humans.
Good point.
Humans are the only one detached from that. We're the only ones that don't connect with the organic technology on the planet.
That's crucial.
Yeah.
And we think that we the smartest
we think
creatures on the planet.
Right.
And then that must be the thing that's in the way from experiencing the wholeness of the whole thing, or the whole of the connectivity with everything.
Right.
The fact that trees have value, the fact that trees have wisdom.
Record keepers.
Ooh, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I like saying. The record keepers. They've been standing for hundreds of years. Certain species of trees stand for thousands of years. So it's like, imagine if you just learn to communicate, you learn the language of the tree. Imagine what you will learn.
What you'll have access to.
Have access to. Ooh. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing.
Yes, sir.
That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing.
Access.
Yeah, that's how I look at this thing, man. The mushroom helps to, unlock or show you your hidden potential. That's what that must be one of the things that help people with the depression thing too. On a just a simple scale, we know that the serotonin and the scientific aspect, but just the simple, you know what I'm saying.
When I learned how to connect with my spirit, and then first it was like connecting with my spirit, dissolving the line between me and my spirit, but then realizing that my spirit was me
the whole time.
The whole time. Yeah, it's like, man, that just opened up my eyes to like, man, I wonder how many times I've been here. I wonder this and I wonder that, and then it's like answers is just coming.
Yeah, man.
When you start thinking outside the box, it's like you find answers.
Right.
To the questions that you have, because now you're looking for them.
Right.
They've been there the whole time, but now you're looking for them.
Exactly.
Because one question leads to the next. to the next.
To the next.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. It's like it's no end. It's like the ultimate mystery school.
I'm still learning stuff from my first trip.
Yeah, and I think that's a continuous thing. Cause I felt like in my first trip, like so much was revealed to me. It was no way possible that I could hold all of it. You know what I'm saying? Like in my conscious mind.
Cause sometimes I'll be I'm walking down the street, and then be like, oh, that's what it was, and I see something, or just like the other day when you were sitting down over here, and I was like, yo, I seen this before. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, snap. And it's like, where did I see it? But I seen it. You know what I mean? I know that it had happened before. Yeah. And it's like, man, this was this is something from like the first trip that I saw us sitting together. And it might not have been like the whole conversation or nothing, just a glimpse.
Right.
And I just see it, and it's like, wow, that's where it was. That's where I got that from.
Yeah.
Be the first trip. I seen this before. I remember this. Here we are.
Yeah, sometimes when people explaining a trip or talking about their trip, sometimes that triggers something like a understanding of what they saying on another level, because I'm like, oh, and then I recall something
from
my own experience, and I'm like, but if they wouldn't have said that, would have triggered? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think we do that a lot too.
Yeah,
like
that's why I say building after your trips, and
it's critical,
it's definitely crucial, and making a journal as well to keep up with some of the magical things that you find in. You want to keep up with those. Those jewels accumulate, and
I think it's important to have somebody to bounce off of, to just talk and be like, yo, this is what I was thinking about. This is the thought process that I had, and blah, blah, blah. And then, like, I got Key, and most of the time, he can give me something like, okay, so what you were doing was this, or what you opened up was that. And then he makes it make sense, because sometimes...
And then you feel it. You can tell, like, whether or not it connect. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's a constant elevating thing. So it's like, I think before I have like thought something, you know what I'm saying, and then I might have build on that by myself, and then when I come bring that to the circle, you know what I'm saying, and we talk about it, and then you might bring up a whole nother point that of what it could be, and then when you do that, it's like, if that, I could feel it. It's like a confirmation inside. It's like, that's what that was. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to, it's definitely, I would say, crucial to just build have sessions.
Because that's another thing that I learned is for me personally, the things that I need and the things that work for me, I have to feel it. My first initial feeling before I start thinking about is this right or wrong, before my human brain starts to judge
calculate.
Calculate and judge and try to find the logistics, is to go with the initial feeling. Oh, when they said that, I felt that that's for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was for me. I go with that, because so much programming that we have to break. You know what I mean? So I'm
glad you said that.
Yeah, there's a lot of programming that we have to break just to be us.
Self.
Yeah. Just to be. So sometimes people ask me, I'm telling them something, and they're asking me like, well, where did you get it from? I don't know. It just felt right.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just come from out here, and you're talking to me, and I can just tell you. I might have flashed before my eyes or something, and I'd be like, "Oh, that's what that was. It was this." They'd be like, "Where did you get that from?" Mm-hmm. And then they're like, "I'm like, I don't know," or I saw it somewhere. I picked it up along the way, but I'm not into like sourcing everything. because I don't have to argue with nobody. It feels right for me. It works for me. I don't got to argue to tell you who has the best knowledge or anything like that.
It's like no debate.
Yeah, it's not a debate, because at the end of the day, if you don't trust me, see for yourself.
That's what it's about. Really,
see for yourself.
It's about putting concept learning aside, the thinking mind aside, and feel. Allow yourself to be. You know what I'm saying? Allow yourself to be, because
I don't want to argue.
You got a lot.
I don't have time to argue. I'd rather sit down and build with you.
Right.
Like, let's build. Okay, you got a problem, I got a problem. Let's find a solution. That's basically...
Yeah. Or reach an understanding.
Reach an understanding that we don't understand each other. And that's okay, because everything's not meant...
Yeah. It's perfect the way that it is.
A lot of stuff is planting seeds too. Like I might say something, and right now you're not gonna get it, but when you on that mushroom trip, you're gonna be like, "Oh, Souja, that's what he said,"
That's what he was talking about.
Or you gonna be by yourself one day just thinking and be like, "Oh, that's what he was talking about."
Yeah. Sometimes that's be the best way to reach the people that you closest to. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? When you building with people that
just
you
drop
close
seeds
to,
and just leave it
moving.
there.
Yeah.
Don't spend a whole bunch of time trying to convert and explain. Just, oh yeah, that's what that is. Boom, and just don't say nothing else about it.
Yeah,
and it's gonna.
That's
stay
how
there.
it is for me now.
Yeah,
like with the learning from experience, learning firsthand, directly from, you know what I'm saying, nature, or what nature produces. You know, that type of learning is etched in you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, it was an experience. Right. You was a part of that learning process.
Right.
Okay, so whatever challenge you might have got met with, or a thing that you had to get past, those things cause things within you to open up. More possibilities, more capabilities, more comes forth, but it needs an experience or something to trigger it, because these are things that's already within us being unlocked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
You know, and with that, it's so vast. You know, who's going to debate that? You're not gonna want to debate that. You just gonna want to. I tell you, I don't have no problem with telling you, you know, the teacher. I don't have no problem telling you the teacher. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's the plants and the fungi, the Mother Nature. You know, it's beckoning.
Yeah, like really think about things like from the indigenous people. Where do you think that they learn so much from? If it wasn't from the mushroom, it was from just watching nature. They learned what plants they could eat. They learned what plants healed them. Mm-hmm. You know, like, you think they just, like, if we put one of y'all out in the woods right now, when I say one of y'all, just a regular civilian out in the woods, you more than likely you're not going to know which plant to pick up to heal yourself. You're not going to know what mushroom you can eat, what mushroom you're not supposed to eat. You're not going to know what berry is poison or what.
Right.
Like, so how you think they learn that stuff?
Yeah. Now, the mushroom enhances your sight. So your visual acuity is enhanced. Mm-hmm. So when, you know, in those types of times back then, you know, to be able to see better, you're able to see the light off of you know, the plants or whatever. You can kind of tell by the color, like, okay, this must be good for this or that, or, you know what I'm saying? You start to learn how and what you're looking at and how it affect the body. And it was a article that I read about George Washington Carver and all the different things that he came up with what he could do with the peanut. Mm-hmm. And I know you already heard about that and read about that in school, but what I did not know was that he was a master mycologist. Master mycologist. So,
wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, shoot, he could have been that close to dealing with mushrooms and the intelligence or the mycelium, and that tapping into that and spending that much time and attention and connecting to the spirit of these plants, he was able to know what to do with what, you know what I'm saying? His creativity, his and being innovative, just unlocked.
That's dope.
Yeah, like I did not know that. Like I learned about all the other stuff about him, but I didn't know he was a master mycologist.
Another thing that we don't realize, most people don't, is that our bodies are intelligent. It's like suits, soul suits. Our bodies are intelligent, and it will show you what's for you, for your body. We ignore it a lot of times. We ignore it. The middle of the night, when we got to wake up and poop because we ate a bunch of ice cream and stuff like that, and your stomach hurting and all that stuff, next day we're going to eat ice cream again. We ignore it. We ignore the signs, but our bodies are intelligent.